Good morning, students. My name is Dr. Supriya Goel from PG Department of Physics, Khalsa College, Patiala. Today, I am going to discuss with you a topic on four vectors, which is from the relativity, and it is for the class of BSc Honor Physics third year. Okay. Now the topic is four vectors. What is a four vector? A vector in the four-dimensional Minkowski space is called a four vector. Actually, it has four dimensions, and any vector in the four dimensions Minkowski space is a four vector. And its second property is that its components transform from one frame to another, similar to the Lorentz transformations. Actually, you all might have gone through the relativity, and there you have gone through Lorentz transformations, and the Lorentz transformations, they transform a vector from a frame S, that is unprimed frame, to a frame S dash, that is a primed frame. And the components of any vector, they transform according to these relations, that is X dash. In the S dash frame, it is related to the component X in the frame S by this relation, that is gamma X minus Vt, Y dash is Y, Z dash is Z, and T dash is given as gamma T minus Vx by C square, where C is the speed of light. Gamma is given by this factor, that is 1 by under root of 1 minus beta square, where beta is a factor which is V by C. What is V? V is the velocity with which the second frame is moving with respect to the first frame S. We have written X dash in terms of gamma by this relation, and Y and Z components are same. T component is also changing. That means the frame S dash is moving along the X direction over here. Okay. Now let us suppose an event in the four-dimensional space is represented by a world point whose components are x1, x2, x3 and x4. As you all know that in the Minkowski space, you just define the components by a same symbol x by changing the subscripts. x1 means x, x2 means y, x3 means z, and x4 means iota ct. Okay, the fourth component is of imaginary component and it represents time. Now the Lorentz transformations from the frame S to S dash, they also corresponds to orthogonal transformations in the four space, and they are given by this relation. Okay, when you write these equations in the form of a matrix, they will be written in this form, where x mu dash will be given by, it is equal to summation over the another subscript mu, that is from 1 to 4, a mu nu x nu. Okay, where this mu is varying from 1 to 4. Okay, you have to use the symbols mu, nu or lambda to represent the Minkowski space. Okay, now if we go through in the matrix form, that means x1 dash, x2 dash, x3 dash and x4 dash, it will be given by this is in the frame S dash, this is in the frame S, x1, x2, x3, x4. This is the matrix, this is a mu nu matrix. This matrix is doing the transformation of the components in the S frame to the components in the S dash frame. Okay, now if you clearly see, now if we know how to do the matrix multiplication, this row and this column, then that means x1 dash will be equal to gamma times x1 and iota beta gamma times x4. I will explain these things again. Now with the condition, what is the orthogonality condition over here? That if we do the scalar product of the components in the frame S dash, they will be same in the frame S also. That is mu is equal to 1 to 4, x mu dash square is equal to summation mu is equal to 1 to 4 x mu square. That is in the frame S and in the frame S dash, they are same. Now what is x mu over here? It is x1, x2, x3, x4 as I have told you earlier. Then that means x, y, z iota ct, and these three components x, y, z, they are the same coordinates in the position. These are the components of the position vector r. We have to write these x, y, z as r vector, and this fourth is the time component. It will be written as iota ct, where x, y, z represents the position vector r vector of a point in the 3D space, and this x4 component is iota ct, which can also be written as x4 is equal to iota capital T, where capital T is here ct. This r is the space part, iota ct is the time part of the 4-dimensional position vector x mu. Okay, now let us suppose we have a 4 vector. Now we will be doing this, we will be proving this term over here. Let us suppose we have a vector a mu whose components are a1, a2, a3 and a4, because it is a 4 vector. These three are the space components, and the last one is the time component, which can again be written as these three components. First three components can be written as a vector, and the last component is iota at, like this. Okay, we have to write this at is ct. Okay, now these components, like in this equation, they will also transform from the frame S to the frame S dash, similar to the Lorentz transformation equations. On the left hand side we will be having the primed coordinates, and the same this is the same matrix, which is a mu nu. These are the components in the S frame. We also we can write it as a mu prime is equal to summation mu nu is equal to 1 to 4 a mu nu a nu. Okay, and this a1, if we do the cross multiplication, this multiplication of the matrices, then a1 prime will come out to be gamma times, like this row, this column, gamma times a1, and iota beta gamma times a4. Take the gamma common, it is a1 plus iota beta times a4. Similarly, a2 prime dash will be equal to, only this component will work over here, a2, a3 prime will be equal to a3, and a4 prime will be again this minus iota beta gamma a1 and plus gamma times a4. You take the gamma common and we will be getting this equation. Now these transformations also fulfill this condition of orthogonality. That is, if we just do the scalar multiplication. Okay, this a mu prime square should be equal to a mu square. This means we have to do twice multiplication, a mu prime, that should be equal to. Okay, then a mu means just multiply this a mu and a mu 2 times, that is a1 square, a2 square, a3 square, a4 square. What is a1 square, a2 square, a3 square? What is a4? It is iota at. That means it will be equal to minus at square. This iota square will be giving you a term negative here. Now let us suppose we have two vectors a mu and b mu, where a mu is a1, a2, a3 and a4, and b mu is equal to b1, b2, b3 and b4. And a mu, a4 component is iota at, and b4 component is iota bt. Then the scalar product of these two vectors will be given by a mu b mu will be now equal to a1 b1, a2 b2 plus a3 b3 and plus a4 b4. That means it will be a1 b1 plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3 and minus, because a4 is iota. What is a4? a4 is iota at, and b4 is also iota bt, and iota square will be minus 1. This means it is at bt. Now we have to actually prove that the scalar product is invariant under Lorentz transformation. We have to prove this condition, that a mu prime b mu prime is same as a mu and b mu. To prove this term, we will be taking first the left hand side. Now we just open these equations. This is a1 prime, b1 prime, a2 prime, b2 prime, a3 prime, b3 prime and a4 prime. b4 prime will be equal to a1 b1, a2 b2, a3 b3 and a4 b4. We have to prove it. Okay, now just take the left hand side and put the values of a1 prime, a2 prime, a3 prime, a4 prime, and b1 prime, b2 prime, b3 prime, and b4 prime. What are the values? You have already written that a1 prime is gamma times a1 plus iota beta a4. Similarly, a2 prime, a3 prime, and a4 prime. Similar are the values of b1 prime, b2 prime, b3 prime, and b4 prime. You have to do just the mathematical portion over here. Put the values of primed in terms of unprimed quantities in the left hand side. Open the brackets, cancel out the common terms, and these terms which are opposite in sign, these two terms will cancel. Okay, and after that, after solving it a little bit more, we will be getting these equations: a1 b1 gamma square 1 minus beta square plus a2 b2 plus a3 b3 plus gamma square a4 b4 and 1 minus beta square. Now what is gamma square? Gamma is 1 by under root of 1 minus beta square, and if we take its square, under root will go away. That means this will cancel out and you will be getting the right hand side, and this is the proof of this derivation, that is the 4 vectors, that is the scalar product. You have proved over here that the scalar product is invariant under the Lorentz transformation. Okay, now we have some of the examples of the 4 vectors. I have just written down the formulae over here. You have to do the derivation from the books. Okay, just these are just to remember. You have to remember these things. Okay, first is the position 4 vector. It is given by a mu. This is x1, x2, x3, x4. These first 3 components can be written as r vector, and the last component is iota ct. In the book you have the derivation of these 4 velocity and velocity 4 vector. I have just written the result over here. That is u mu will be equal to, the first 3 components will be given by u vector by under root of 1 minus u square c square, and the fourth component is iota c under root of 1 minus u square by c square. This u vector means the first term will be ux upon this, second is uy upon this, third is uz upon this, and the fourth will be this one. And it is also Lorentz invariant, because if we do the scalar multiplication, we will get a constant term minus c square. Okay, now similarly we have the momentum 4 vector. It also can have the derivation. I am just writing over here the results. That is the p mu will be equal to p vector by, and the fourth component is iota e by c. This p vector means px, py, pz. It will be written by this formula, that is m u vector. U vector you have already written over there. That is m. Now here what is m? It is rest mass m naught by 1 by under root of 1 minus v square by c square, that is gamma times m naught. And this momentum is also Lorentz invariant. Its scalar product is also Lorentz invariant. It is giving you the term minus m naught square c square. Similarly we have the acceleration 4 vector. Acceleration 4 vector is given by these terms, and again last one is the force, that is the force or Minkowski force, which is an important derivation in your book, and its components can be given in 2 forms. First is this one, that is f vector by under root of 1 minus u square by c square, and the fourth component is in terms of the energy, that is dE by dt. You have to make it clear that the units will be same. And it can also be written like this form. If you put the value of E by dt, the derivation is there in your books, and the Minkowski force will be given by, as you know that force is the derivative of momentum, and here you have to use this formula to derive the Minkowski force, that is dp mu by d tau. Thank you so much.